Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to English with Aisha Siddiqui, and I hope you all are fit and healthy and taking all due precautions from the virus. Let me start with showing you all first what we have already done, and then we will be moving forward to the different types of figure of speech. So today's topic is the second part of figure of speech, wherein we'll be doing the different types of figure of speech. We have already done what figure of speech means, its basics, why it is important, and where we should use figure of speech, how will it have an impact on the way we speak, on our personality. So, for the people who want to know about figure of speech and the introduction of figure of speech, please go back to the previous video. I strongly recommend you all to see the first video on figure of speech. Otherwise, you all will not connect to this video of figure of speech, wherein I'm discussing the types of figure of speech. So I have given the link on top. You all can see in the middle or at the end of the video, wherein you all can see various videos of mine on English language and grammar topics, and also how it will help you to improve your communication skills. And then you all can watch this video, and we will be moving forward with the types of figure of speech. So here we go. Okay. So first, let me, for the ones who have not seen the previous video, I will just give a little bit of recap wherein we saw what is figure of speech and why it is necessary and the types of figure of speech. From here, we'll be starting now. The types of figure of speech are divided into four parts. Into these four parts, there are many that consist in one part. So one is construction. In construction, the first figure of speech is climax and the other is anticlimax. In resemblance, it's simile, metaphor, personification, as apostrophe. In association, metonymy, and synecdoche. And in contrast, it is antithesis and epigram. So today we'll be doing one part of the types of figure of speech, and that is from resemblance. In resemblance, we have simile, metaphor, personification, and apostrophe. That shows similarity, that means resemblance in one and the other thing. So let's start with the first one. Simile. In simile, a comparison is made between two objects of different kinds which have, however, one point in common. What do you mean by simile? Here you saw we are doing comparison between two people or two things. So we are basically going to compare first, and also we'll show that there's something in common between two things. Okay, so let's see. The simile is usually introduced with words as like or as like as, or as like this one, like that one, because we have to show a common point between them, and that's why we use as like or as such as all these words, because we want to show a point of common thing between two things. And there always has to be two subjects. We always in grammar has one main subject in the sentence, but we're going to have two subjects because we're going to compare two things in a sentence. For example, it's written here, she is as innocent as an angel. You saw as innocent as. So this was the thing I was saying. Mostly in similes, these type of sentences are given as, similar as like as, or she's like that one. So because two things are there. So she, that means a girl, is compared to an angel. Wow. So you saw that two things are compared, the girl and the angel. And what is common in both? They are saying that the girl is innocent and the angels are, of course, innocent. So there is comparison between both things, and what is common is the innocence. So you are going to show that this person or this thing is like that one. And one common thing between them is whatever you want to compare. For example, I want to say, using the same word as angel, I can say, she is as beautiful as an angel. You saw that? So innocence, instead of the common thing of innocence, I kept common thing as beautiful. So of course angels are beautiful. So a girl who is very beautiful, you can say, my God, she's as beautiful as an angel. That means she's looking like an angel, like a fairy, wearing in white and whatever, how an angel is described. Or you can say she is looking as a princess. Maybe she's a normal, simple girl, but she's looking like a princess, wearing a nice dress like a princess, or she's looking like a princess. So here again, two things are compared: the girl and the princess, and what is the common thing? That she looks like a princess, or she's as beautiful as a princess, as beautiful as an angel. Okay, let's see the other one. There are few more examples of simile given here. The first example in the picture, you can see my dog is as smelly as dirty socks. Yuck. My God. So sometimes dogs are really smelly, right? So have you actually smelled a smelly socks? Whoever must have written this has definitely smelled it, and that's why they do it. So I just want to share a personal comment here, or a personal incident. When I was young, my brother used to actually remove his socks, his smelly, dirty socks, and put it on my face. So I know what it smells. I really know what it smells. So here we go. My dog is as smelly as dirty socks. That means the dog and the dirty socks are the two subjects that are compared. What is common in the both? I mean, what is common in both the things? That is smelly. Socks are also smelly. Dog is also smelly. So that is common, and the comparison between two. So you saw that. For simile, you need two things to compare with one common object or one common thing. Let's see another example. This pizza is as cold as ice. You see here, so how much significance the sentence is becoming after putting figure of speech. If I simply said that my dog is smelly, so people will think that it's an animal, it smells, right? But if I'm saying he's smelling like dirty socks, that means maybe he's gone into some gutter or something and he's come back. So that's why he's smelling like that, right? So it has a lot of effect. Okay, now this pizza is as cold as ice. Again, two things, pizza and ice is compared, and what is common? That both are cold. Okay, let's see the other type of figure of speech, and that is metaphor. A metaphor is an implied simile. That means it is a type of simile, something very similar to simile. You saw that, similar and simile, because there is something similar in both the objects that we're talking in simile. It is not like simile, so metaphor, it's not exactly like simile, but it has something that matches simile. State that one thing is like another or acts as another, but it takes that for granted and proceeds as if the two things were one. Now, what we're saying, let's see what's the difference in simile and metaphor. In simile, you are saying that the two things are not one. We are comparing two things, such as the dog and dirty socks, right? We compare two things, and we just said that the dog is smelling just like the dirty socks. So we are not saying that the dog and dirty socks is same, but we are saying that it's just similar. But what happens in metaphor? They do not show the similarity. They say that it is one and the only thing. So here two things are not compared. The one thing is compared. I mean, not compared, but it is shown with another thing, but it is shown as one. If I say the example, you all will know it much better. Such as the camel is a ship of the desert. Desert, sorry. The camel is the ship of the desert. Now, what do you mean here? In simile, what it can be said that the camel is like the ship. So there's similar, but here we're not saying the camel is just like the ship. We're saying he is the ship, right? We are not comparing them, we are directly making them, those two things, as one. He is the ship of the desert. Let's see a note on this thing. Every simile can be compressed into a metaphor, and every metaphor can be expanded into a simile, such as, instead of saying Akash fought like a lion. Now, here what happened? You saw that picture is instantly put it into our brain, and a figure is made that some man is fighting with the lion. So Akash fought like a lion means he fought very brave, right? They are comparing Akash and lion's strength, right? And if we want to change it into metaphor, what will we say? Akash fought. Akash was a lion in the fight. Here we are not seeing something similar is there. We are saying he is the lion. Can he be the lion? No, he cannot. It is an imaginative thing. But we will not say that we are comparing both things. Only in simile, we are going to show that we are comparing both the things as like as. But in metaphor, he is the lion. So Akash was a lion in the fight. I hope you all are understanding the difference between simile and metaphor. Now let's go to personification. In personification, inanimate objects and abstract notions are spoken of as having life and intelligence. What do you mean here? That means in personification, why the word is given personification. You can break the word and see in the starting it is person, and in the end it is fiction. That means it's a fiction thing. That means it's just an imaginative thing, just something that is not real, and a person is given something that is not real. I mean, the person is given some extra supernatural powers, fictitious powers, and that's why it's known as personification. A person is described as something unnatural that is not going to happen, abstract, just an imagination. Such, for examples, sorry, you must have seen movies like Superman, Batman, all of those men. I mean, all of those men. And in Bollywood, I would like to talk about Krish, right? So it Krish, he keeps on flying here and there, right? It cannot happen. It's not real. It's just an imagination that this person has got these powers, right? So that's why it's a personification movie, because the person is given supernatural power that is not real, right? It is abstract. That means where the person has given something that cannot be real, or maybe an object is given life. Can an object have life? Now, for example, this bottle. If I start saying this bottle is flying, can this bottle fly? It cannot. Or if I say, when I drink this, I get wings. I just don't remember. I think Red Bull. Yeah, Red Bull is the drink. It's like if you drink Red Bull, you get wings. Do you really get wings? No, that means it's just an imagination that you fly, you get very high, and you start dancing, and you get a lot of energy where you can play and run and all of those activities because you get energy. It's an energy drink, and that's why they have used this personificated sentence. That means you get wings. It's personificated. That means it's not real that you get wings. So just imagine you have those wings. See, it's just an imagination that a person gets wings, or an object will fly. So if I say fish is flying, that means the fish cannot fly, or the birds are swimming, cannot swim. But I'm just thinking it's just an imagination out of my intelligence. Let's move forward. Personification occurs when the author or speaker gives human characteristics to non-human objects. Like Lightning danced across the sea. Dance means it just came whoosh, like dancing. Zoof. You must be seeing those different types of dances, right? A belly dance, or they keep on moving the belly so fast. So the lightning just came like that. Um, you can see in the picture it's got spread like that, just as it is dancing. So can a lightning actually dance? It cannot. That's why the non-living thing is given a living effect. That means it's dancing. That's called personification. For example, you will understand more in detail once I say the example. The trees scream in the raging wind. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Can the trees scream actually? No, it cannot. But scream is a human thing. It's a human effect. Humans can scream and shout. It's a living, not only a human, but it is a living quality, right? A living creatures can scream. Let it be human or animal, they can scream. Living thing, right? Now you say trees are also living, but they do not have mouths that they can scream, right? So the trees are given human quality of screaming in the ranging wind. Means when you can see in the picture, when there's a very fast ranging wind, the trees actually start moving here and there. That means that they're screaming. It's just a personified sentence to give a nice emotional effect to the way we are saying it, or to the sentence or a poetry. And that's why mostly it's used in poetries to give a more emotional and dramatic effect. Okay. Can trees actually scream? No, of course not. That is a human trait. That means a human quality. So the use of personification here gives a better description of the sound trees make in strong winds, right? The sound. That means they scream. Let's see what is apostrophe. This is the last topic of resemblance. So we will be finishing after this, and then the other topics of the types of figure of speech we will be discussing in the next video. Let's see what is apostrophe here now. An apostrophe is a direct address to the dead. So to the absent, or to a personified object or idea. This figure is a special form of personification. Now, just as we spoke of simile and metaphor, metaphor is something just like simile. The two things are very similar, right? Same here, personification and apostrophe. Apostrophe has actually come out from, apostrophe, yes. Apostrophe has actually come out from personification. It's very similar to personification. But here, what happens, what is the actual difference between both is apostrophe is direct address to the dead. We're talking about the dead. In personification, we are giving some human qualities and all. Let's see, for example, now these are small lines from the poetry of Mary Shelley. Okay, let's see. Oh, stars and clouds and winds, you are all about to mock me. What do you mean by mock? To make fun of, right? So, can the stars and clouds and winds mock someone, make fun of someone? No. But why it is used here? It is an apostrophe. Something that cannot be done is given that mock. If you really pity me, crush sensation and memory. Let me become a knot. But if you not, depart, depart, and leave me in darkness. Here you can see that the author, I mean, the poet is talking to the stars and clouds, and he's thinking that they are going to mock him, make fun of him. That's not real. So, something that you're talking about, the dead or actually absent, it cannot happen. I mean, stars and clouds, you cannot talk to them, they're absent, right? Just like a dead person, they cannot reply, but you're talking to them. That's a direct address. Means you're talking to things that cannot actually reply you back. It's called apostrophe. Just like this one. Oh, lovely orange, you golden treat. Oh, tell me, why aren't you easy to eat? Okay. So, oh, lovely orange, you golden treat. Now, why a golden treat? Is it it's really a golden treat? Going to barbecue nation is can be a golden treat, right? Not eating an orange, but here he's showing orange is a golden treat because it has that goldenish or bright, yeah, orangish color, right? So that's why he's using. And tell me, aren't you easy to eat? This actually shows that he's talking to the orange. Can the orange reply? It's as if talking to the dead, just talking to the dead, because the dead cannot reply. And that's why apostrophe is known as you are talking to any object that cannot reply, just as a dead person. So always remember the difference between personification and apostrophe is that personification is to give human traits or quality to a person or an object, or to give a supernatural powers to a person, and to give something, some human qualities to the object. And apostrophe is directly you're talking to a non-living thing that cannot reply, as if you're talking to the dead. This is the difference between personification and apostrophe. People actually get confused in simile and metaphor, personification and apostrophe, because they are connected. By watching this video, I hope you all understood the difference between both and you all understood the concept. I hope you all liked the video. If you all liked it and understood it, please give it a thumbs up. And also see my previous videos and my videos that are going to come. For watching them, you need to subscribe to the channel, and later on you can see my videos. I have also done the introduction of this topic of figure of speech in my previous video. I strongly recommend you all to go and watch it. Thank you, everyone. It will really help you in your communication skills again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.